Shana Tova and welcome back to Nora's Kitchen. This is a part of our amazing Rosh Hashanah menu. So today, get your kids, drag them off the screens because we are making a one bowl wonder, which is Michelle's very famous honey cake. Now when I say it's a one bowl wonder, it really is. You all have your recipes, so get your kids to measure out the very few ingredients that go in to make an amazing, moist, delicious honey cake. So I don't normally bake cakes. My kids will always tell me that I make a good pancake, but that's as far as my baking skills can go. So Michelle, who because of COVID cannot and probably would not come in front of the camera, I'm going to do it in her stead, so you have to bear with me. I'm not a cake maker, but if I can do it, then you can too. So it's a really good one for the kids, guys. You will see on the recipe, you need 1.5 cups of self-raising flour. All right, so that bit I can do. Now, do you sift? Do you not sift? I'm gonna say do it. Where are we all going? Nowhere. There's time to sift the flour. And I think that helps make it a little bit lighter, brings all that air into the flour. So let's just do that. Takes 2 minutes and it looks quite pleasing, doesn't it? There is our flour going in. Done. As I absolutely ruin my beautiful tiny kitchen. Now 1.5 cups of sugar. Don't be alarmed. It's Rosh Hashanah. It's supposed to be sweet. And you know what? The kids can cope with a bit of sugar every now and then. So just pop that in on top. I mean, really. This is how easy this recipe is. Next is 4 eggs. Let's do the eggs. Obviously free range, if you can. Caged eggs are a horrible thing. We should always not buy those. Pop those into a bowl. I don't know why I like to do it into a bowl because this is a one bowl recipe, but just because I started it in this bowl, I'm going to finish it in this bowl. Hopefully, here we go. I've got a little bit of egg in my egg mix. So to take your egg out, you use the eggshell. I don't know if you all know that. If you get a little bit of egg ever in your egg mix, use the shell. And by some miracle of God, the eggshell pops into the other eggshell. Who knows why? It just happens. Don't question it. Just believe. All right, so we'll pop that into our sugar and flour mix. Now we have this thing called vanilla pudding mix. I'm Irish, I've never come across it in my entire life, but I believe that it's something that you're all acquainted with. So it's basically a packet of vanilla pudding. That's it. I think you can buy it in Coles and Woolies and those places. Just shake that in there too. Oh my God, this is suddenly becoming my favorite mix of the century. A cup of oil. Now, seems like a lot, but you know what? We use up more oil than that on Hanukkah, so let's just chuck it in. There we go. Last thing is 1/2 cup of orange juice. See, there's a bit of vitamin C in there, a bit of health. This cake is not about how healthy we're being. This cake is celebrating Rosh Hashanah. And we can't do it together. You're not coming on campus. So the least we can do, and thank you to Michelle for her famous honey cake recipe, the least we can do is cook together. And seemingly this is a foolproof recipe, as Michelle tells me. She has never asked me to make before, so I don't know how that's going to go. There are hundreds and hundreds of complicated honey cake recipes. There are recipes that are handed down from grandmothers. There's all of those things. This one is an easy one, which is why we thought it's a good one to bring to you guys so you can get the kids involved. Because actually, look, it's actually looking like it probably should. I'm not even sure. I don't even have Michelle to check with it. Hi, Michelle. Thank you for not doing it on camera. Okay, so give it a good mix. I mean, a spatula is good because everything kind of dissolves into each other anyway. But just make sure everything is combined and that you don't have any small lumps of flour. Gosh, maybe I should be a baker. This is actually quite easy. Here we go. Maybe we should have after this a honey cake picture competition and you can tell me how did your honey cake turn out. because I'm already quite proud and mine hasn't even gone into the oven yet. Okay, that looked good. That looks very good. So, following the very complicated recipe, it's basically bake at 180 degrees. So I'm putting this in my tin. I've chosen a round tin for Rosh Hashanah. I thought that was actually quite clever of me. I've greased it. You can use butter, you can use oil, or the kind of spray oil, or if you think, how much oil can I have in my life, then you can line it with paper, which I'm also useless at because it's a round. So I've just greased mine, so you all didn't have to see me doing it. Okay, so we're gonna pour that in. Oh, that actually looks really quite good. Who knew? Who knew? I may have a new calling in life. All right, there we go. Get all of that out. Do I stick my tongue out when I'm concentrating? You know, you see some people do that. I do, but as we concentrate. Okay, so that's it. That is going into the oven at 180 degrees for about 45 minutes, I think. But always check it, because some ovens are better than others. Do that test, you know, that your grandmother told you, like stick, you know, a toothpick or, you know, something, a skewer. And if it comes out clean, that means it's ready. I'm gonna pop this in the oven. And voila, I am back with this beautiful creation. Look at this. I'm telling you, I am gifted the honey. Now you can use any honey you like while it's hot, and that's the most important part. While it's hot, you drizzle the honey over the top, as much or as little as you like. I think it's a lot, isn't it? It's Rosh Hashanah. And then for those of you who can, you can sprinkle some almonds on top. If you have any nut allergies, or if you have kids who just don't like nuts, then you don't. It just looks good. And you leave that to sit, let the honey absorb, and that looks absolutely fantastic. If you want to be really fancy, you do some icing sugar over the top of that, pop it on a cake plate with some strawberries and sliced apple on the side. But here it is, Michelle's famous